Are you a parent looking for a tool or resource to help your child improve their math skills, build their confidence, or even recover from learning loss due to the pandemic? Well, I have a review for you. Hi, my name is Miss Math, and I would like to review IXL just to show you all that it has to offer, some of the things that can be improved, but to give my final stamp of approval if IXL is a good resource for parents when they are looking for something where their students can practice their math, because we know practice makes better. Let's get started. Okay, so on the website, it's IXL.com, and this is the main screen. And if you see, it is fun, it looks joyous, and kid-friendly. Now, it shows that IXL is trusted by educators and parents, over 100 billion questions answered, and also that 13 million students use IXL. Well, that's pretty impressive. Let's scroll down. Here on the front page, you can see that IXL offers subjects for grades starting at pre-K all the way to 12th grade. Well, to me, that is a bonus, that is a plus, because sometimes, you know how you go to resources and it'll maybe be K through 8th, or it'll just be high school. Well, here, IXL offers subjects, a lot of skills for all grade levels. So that is definitely a pro. Let's look at their membership. So you can become a member. Let's click on membership, and you can join as a family, a classroom, or school or district, but we're talking to parents. So let's click on family and see what join now brings. Okay, so with you becoming a member as a family, you have the option to choose monthly, which is $19.95 if you want to do course subjects. And it shows the course subjects are math, language, art, science, and social studies. If you want to choose a combo package, that would be math and language arts, or a single subject, which is either math or language arts. Now for the price, it looks pretty good. So for 4 subjects, and this is great for homeschoolers too, for 4 subjects, it's $19.95 a month. If you want math and language arts, it's $15.95 a month. And if you just want one subject, math or language arts, it's $9.95 a month. So pretty affordable. I was looking to see if it allows for you to have a trial, and I don't see one. Okay, so to me, that is kind of a, I want to say con, but not a good thing, because how do I know if this is something that I want to invest in? I would prefer, like, for instance, if they would give you maybe even a week for free, just so that you can test drive it with your child to see if it's something you believe is beneficial to help them. So to me, that's a con. I will say a con. That's a con. You aren't allowed to test drive or have a trial period. You're not allowed to have a trial period before making that financial commitment. And we were looking at how much it would be monthly, yearly. You would pay $159, which still isn't bad for all 4 subjects. And for the combo package, it's $129 a year. And for a single subject, it's $79 a year, which is still pretty affordable. And if you look at the bottom, it also has the option of your child learning Spanish, and that's $40 a year if you choose the yearly plan, or it would be $5 a month. Pretty good, pretty good. And again, like I said earlier, this could be a great plan for parents who are trying to homeschool their kids. And I talked about that in Introducing Miss Math, and I'll link the video to talk a little bit of that, talks a little bit about myself. I did homeschool my children. I didn't use IXL, but as a homeschool mom, just with some of the subjects you have to teach, and just parents feeling apprehensive of homeschooling their child because they think they have to know everything, this is a good resource, okay? So let me click on assessments. Well, it seems like if you were a member, you would be able to have your child take an assessment to see where the placement was. Okay, so pretty good so far. Let's go back to the main screen. Now, again, it shows all of the different grades and also the subjects that are offered. And it's in a very organized fashion, which is really good. Most of my students that I tutor are in 2nd to 5th grade. So let me look at 3rd grade. And of course, you know I'm going to math, but if you see that starting in 2nd grade, you are offered those 4 core subjects that we mentioned earlier, the math, the language arts, the science, and social studies, starting in the 2nd grade. But I am going to focus on math. So I clicked the math button and it shows that it had a number of skills. Now, I'll be honest, going to this screen, it could be overwhelming as a parent because you would know where to start. If you were helping your child and you didn't have direction of what you needed to do, you would be thinking to yourself, well, where do I start? Now, I do like the fact that they have the different categories, like, for instance, numbers and comparing, division, fluency, understand fractions, and scrolling down, it has place values. These are all of the concepts, math concepts, that your 3rd grader should know. But I'll be honest, again, in me giving a review, if I'm a parent and I'm trying to help my child, I may not know where to start. I'll get overwhelmed and may not see it for the benefit that it is. And if you see, for 3rd grade math, there are 411 skills, and all 411 skills are listed on here. But again, they are categorized in different sections. Like, for instance, for numbers and comparing, it does show even or odd numbers, even or odd addition patterns. So even though everything is on the website, and at first you can feel like, well, where do I start? Instead of clicking off, what you can do is think about, one, what math concept is your child going over in school, and you can start there. So say, for instance, your 3rd grader is working on division. Here is division and fluency. And the great thing is you may be helping them to practice more than what they would in the classroom, which would be a good thing, especially, again, like I talked about before, students are recovering from learning loss, and studies show that it would take at least 2 to 3 years for elementary and 5 years for middle school students. So that's why I said practice makes better, okay? Here, if they were going over fractions, this is a way you can help them practice the fraction section. So if you don't know where to start, the first place you can start is thinking about what concept are they going over in school right now, and that's where I can dive in. The second thing you could do is think about, or if you've talked to your teacher, or think about some of the concepts you've noticed that your child is struggling in. You can help them start there as well. So let's say, for instance, addition, and I'm looking to see if they have addition where you carry. Hold on, let me look. Okay, here we go. It doesn't say addition with carry, but it's add 3 numbers up to 3 digits. So you can, if you notice that your child is struggling a little bit, or you've had a talk with your student's teacher and they're telling you that it seems like they're not understanding how to add numbers together, then you can go to this section. So one, we said wherever they are, whatever math concept they're currently going over in their grade, or if there's an area that they're struggling in, they can go ahead and you can have them practice in that area. Also, this allows you to see how they can work ahead as well. So let's say you have a math rock star who is going fast. They've already completed the work, they understand, and they need something to do. Well, what you can do is continue on. And it seems like with the different, and I'm looking with the different categories, this is the flow of how math concepts are taught in the 3rd grade, where it'll start with numbers in first, comparing, understanding what even and odd numbers are, skip counting, then it does go to place values. Then students learn about adding and then subtraction. So this is a pretty good flow of how students usually learn, or how they're taught in school. So if you have, again, a math rock star, what you can do, and they want to learn new skills, or you just want something for them to do, then you can say, okay, well, it seems like you're doing well in subtraction. You can start with multiplication, and it starts with equal groups. So this is not just for parents who are looking for something where their child needs to improve, or they notice that there is a math deficiency. It can also be for students who are doing well and the parent wants them to work ahead. And also, if you're a homeschool family, this is a way, this is a great program that you can follow to help your child with learning their math concepts. Okay, so I'll give the page, I'll give it a B minus, just because it can seem overwhelming, but it's organized really well, like I said before. And also the categories, the flow of the categories, if you go down in sequential order like A, B, C, you are on the right track of how students learn. Now, one thing that I do like as well, that is an A+ to me, you can go to earlier grade levels. We know that students in 2020, they halfway went to school because we were trying to figure everything out with the pandemic. And then 2021, there was some learning loss there too. And so if you, for instance, we were using 3rd grade, if you have a now 3rd grader, that means they were in 1st grade in 2020, which that's a grade where they get good, strong fundamentals to help build their math foundation. Well, there was learning loss there because they weren't in the classroom. Same thing with when they were in 2nd grade. There was still some back and forth, virtual learning, not going to school, not in person. And that means some good math skills that your child should have learned or could have learned in the 2nd grade, they missed. But then we jumped to 3rd grade and we're expecting them to understand how to solve a math problem, an addition math problem, and they may not have addition on straight. They may not have understanding how to add with carrying on correctly. And so being able to go to previous grades, and again, look for addition. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for addition, and they start with addition 1 digit. You can start there with your child, and they have some very, very good concepts. And I'm just highlighting so that you can see what the questions would look like if you were to become a member. Let me see if they have adding. Oh, here we go. So we have subtraction with 2 digits. So let me scroll down. We see that there's addition with 3 digits, and there's also addition with 2 digits. And here it is. It has add a 2-digit and a 1-digit number without regrouping, and regrouping is the same thing as carrying, and add a 2-digit and a 1-digit number with regrouping. So if your third grader is struggling, because you saw we dived in with addition with 3 digits, well, if they don't fully understand how to add with 2 digits or with just 1 digit, IXL gives you the opportunity to go back to earlier grades so that they can learn those concepts, and not just the concepts for third grade, because like I said before, if you have a third grader, well, in first grade, they would have learned how to tell time, the data and graphics, units and measurements, all of the categories that you see. And those, if you notice, those aren't in the third grade, but it's a concept that they need to understand and learn and have on straight, because it'll come up as they progress through their math journey. So A+ IXL for giving parents and students the opportunity to go back to earlier grades to review concepts that they may not have either went over due to the pandemic, or if it was they weren't strong in that concept and unfortunately the teacher had to move on, and you as a parent felt like, you know what, they need more practice in this concept. Here it is. You can go to IXL and practice with your child, or have them practice so that they again can have that solid foundation. Okay, so we see the 411 skills. Let me look at the 47 lessons. Oh, and this is a +2. So this screen helps it not to look so overwhelming as opposed to this screen. So the only difference is, you see the categories are still the same. The only difference is it's showing the different categories like number sense, where you have place value, and it talks about all the things you would do with place value, like understanding how to write numbers in expanded form, how a student can write it in word form, being able to compare numbers, being able to round. And let's look at an example. Let me see if it'll allow me to look. Oh, it does allow me to look. And here, this is great because it shows you how to compare two numbers. So I actually like this better. This is an A++ because it goes through the lesson and it goes through the math concept. It does very well in giving details and showing how you compare numbers. So I do like this part as well. Let me go back. Let me see. Okay, so that was the 47 lessons, and what it does, it's not as overwhelming. So this I would give a B+ because I do like the previous screen that shows all the skills, because you're able to identify and see what exactly the student is going over. But on this one, this is good too. It doesn't give you can't hover over. Oh, you can. He shows the lesson preview where it said, for example, it shows that you're learning about quadrilaterals, and it's telling you what you're going to learn. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I give this an A. I give this page an A. So if you are overwhelmed by the 411 skills, and this is just for third grade math, but for any grade level that you're going on, if you're overwhelmed by all of this information and you don't know where to start, click on the lessons tab, because it narrows down and it helps you to focus on specific concepts. Now let's also look at the games part, because we know we love games. This is pretty cool too, because it's showing for those concepts, they have games that students can play. Let me look and see if I can click on one. Okay, it looks like I can. It doesn't allow me to. Oh, I can't click it. Okay, this is pretty nice. So they're trying to learn how to have 100 snowballs. Wow. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So you get the skills, you have lessons that you can help your child to go over, and also you have games for them to play. So that is it for my review of IXL. And to be honest, I believe that it is a great resource. There is some cons to it, like we talked about the not being able to test drive or have a trial period before you make a financial commitment. But a plus that I see is you're able to hover over the different concepts to look and see, like for instance, when we were looking at the skills, you could see the type of problems your child could have. Also, with the lessons, when we hovered over the different links, you could see what is being covered, and also they have games. So my name is Miss Math. Again, for IXL, I give it an A+. This is a good resource if you are a parent looking for a way to help your child improve their math skills, build their confidence, and also recover learning loss due to the pandemic. Talk to you later.